Nope. So far, hey everyone on YouTube. We're potentially having trouble getting onto Facebook, so we're trying to get to Facebook. And as we're doing that, we're going to go around the room. So far, manually been able to go live. I think we're live on Facebook now. I just had to manually do each one separately. Sorry about the weird links tonight, guys. I know it said coming soon. Something's up with StreamYard. I believe we're live, but what I'm going to do is pass it around to the room. I'm the announcer voice. We're doing a soft open for a very specific reason. And what I'm going to do is bring in, we'll go with Sealy first and then C because they have to leave. Can you just introduce yourself and talk a little bit about your involvement with the Continuum?
Hi, I'm Mike.
First. Oh, Mike?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
No, you're right. Sealy.
No, you're right.
Yep.
I'm Mike, and I'm the creator of Eclipse. I'm in the upcoming Enter of the Continuum. It's a story that touches base with a superhero character that protects the islands of Hawaii. It's part of it's a tipping off point of the world. Yeah, it's a tipping off point that will send us into a much bigger world. I'm totally vegging out right now, so but I'm excited about it, and we're backed. We got everything going. We keep pushing.
Now, Celia, you've been working on this for a very long time, though. This is like a passion project from childhood coming to life.
Yeah, and I have had this character in my head probably since I was 16 or 17, and actually drew the character back then. It looked very different back then because it was more 90s style superhero character. So I revamped him. His story's been bouncing around in my head for a very long time. So I'm excited to finally be able to bring it to the world, and it's going to open it up to a much bigger, vast world that I want to delve into.
And really quickly, I keep getting asked this, and I tell them, but I want you to say it on the video so I can point here. What's a catalyst?
A catalyst is kind of like they're like mutants. They all have individual powers. There's something that happened, not necessarily something epic or big that happened, but there's something that's causing them to have powers. Different powers from different people around the world are starting to manifest at different times as well.
All right, very cool. And we're gonna see a little bit of that preview in just a few seconds, but we're gonna bring in C right now. C, we just saw your cover get colored. What's up with that background that we're seeing on that colored cover?
Oh, that I'd have to leave that for Meredith to explain. Those are the Gerasol lights. Of course, you have the little floating orbs now. See, Reapers is about a world where spirits are harvested and sold for energy. And the two people that you see on the cover are part of the Ragtops, are a group of collectors that collect that energy and sell it on the black market. Of course, you can see that it has a unique spin to it. We have a little bit of rockabilly. And, of course, the Gerasol lights back there have something to do with that mystery of collecting that spirit energy. So you got to check it out. It's a 6-page intro into this world where we're trying to give you a little bit of taste of what's to come pretty soon.
That looks amazing, by the way. That is absolutely.
I think so. Jeremy Kahn is the colorist on that. He did a fantastic job. I heard he already has the flats on the other 6 pages, and we're just ready for that to go. So it is in there. It is cooking. It is so ready to come and introduce everybody to the world of Reapers.
That is amazing. Now, Meredith, you're part of the Continuum's background because you're one of the people who helped me put it together. And because Austin can't be here tonight, I figured you'd give a shout out to Austin and then maybe go over, like C had said, to explain a little bit about those lights.
Sure. Austin Janowski has been in the comic book industry for about 25 years. He has worked with Dawn and the Dead, the web series, so live action, as well as the comic book. And so with Rick Danford, they kind of co-created this, and then Austin Janowski has the comic book, and he is bringing that over to TerraFom Comics with the first 8 pages so that you get an introduction into that. So I'm really excited about that. And I'll tell you a little bit about Dawn and the Dead when we kind of get into that segment. I don't know if you want me to give too much away with that, Rob.
No, we don't have to. This is, of course, you know, the continuum. The greatest thing about the continuum is it's not just, as you guys are hearing in the room today, it just doesn't end at the continuum. It only begins at the continuum. A lot of these stories are using it as a continuum as a jump-off point, including Austin, whose book will actually be available through TerraFom later this year. And for a rare time, I'll actually come live on there because I have to do the wolf, and Jax is hungry, so just give me a minute. Same thing. So the basic idea behind Wolf is that you have superheroes who wound up getting married, protecting this city named Jax, named after the little boy, and they wind up getting divorced. And they have to still protect the city, so they have to put all their stuff behind them to do that. Hold on, Jax. Now, one thing that is interesting that I want to bring up about that story is it's a great way to kind of sit down with kids and talk to them about divorce. You know, there's a lot of symbolism you get to use without actually having it. Of course, Jax is more than a city to them. They've fallen in love with the city and want to protect it just like a child. So instead of using a child between it, they were using superheroes to kind of make something that's difficult, even for parents to deal with that. And I do want to talk about Only Death Can Save Us, but I have the brand new video. I don't even know. Have you guys seen the video?
I don't think I have. So this is, I have been offline today. It was great.
Same with me.
I'm ready for a premiere, Rob.
We're going to do the premiere so I can go see what Jax is up to. And there's no pause because we're all here. So it gets to play, but then they get to rip it apart. So Jax is premiere, so something's going horribly wrong. All right, I will be back in a minute. Or in 101 seconds, and I'll explain why it's 101 at the end of the video. Are you ready to enter the continuum? Well, if you are, here's what's ahead for you. Reapers by C. Michael Lanning and Meredith Logren. When spirits can be harvested and sold for energy, the ragtops must navigate psychic vampires, alien reverends, and other money-hungry groups to reap that sweet, sweet spiritual gold. The beginning of Wolf and Fox, it all starts here. From Luke Stone, Rob Anderson, a newly divorced heroic duo must come to grips with the end of their relationship while trying to find a way to work together to protect the city they both love. From Mike Seeley and Bobby Gregory, The Eclipse. After a tragic event on one of the Hawaiian islands, Eclipse heroism is called into question and becomes a person of interest of a fixer employed by the U.S. government. The story of Eclipse is a catalyst to introduce a universe unknown till now to evoke your fandom. Dawn and the Dead by Austin and Company. Dawn has special psychic abilities and her nightmares are wreaking havoc on the world. Now she has been kidnapped by a nefarious group who wants to tap into her nightmares. They will soon find out that her deepest, darkest fears are raising the dead. And finally, Only Death Can Save Us. That's right, from Russ Leach and Company. Only Death Can Save Us is a Bronze Age-inspired cosmic fantasy romp. And you'll get the first 8 pages of this epic within the continuum. If Twilight Zone, Outer Limits, and Hitchcock Presents were working together and was a comic book series, it would be the continuum. So the reason it was 101 seconds, because that was a 101 video on how to do it right. Mic drop. Got it all in. Only Eminem could have done it faster. I'm just saying, only Eminem could have done it faster. That's it. That's everything. You know, that's every part of it. What do you guys think? Go ahead, rip it apart. I can take it. I have feelings in a box, so they're not going to bother me.
Who wants to go first?
Hey, on my screen, you're first, so.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So I saw some issues as far as visuals. I would have liked to see more pan-ins, more, maybe a little bit more movement. I'm not talking animation. I'm just talking like the visuals to either slide in or turn in or bounce in or something like that. And then some of the overlays on top of the other ones, you could see what was in the background from the new images. So, but I like the music choices. With you know, because it just felt like it felt exciting, You know, so it was just like, yeah, okay, what is this going on? The voiceover was good, but for me, it was a lot of the visuals, just making sure that they slide in and really nice, smoother transitions.
Okay, yeah, I could see that. That didn't bother me so much. The music, I like the high pace of the music. I like the, it's getting at it. It's kind of, I like that feel to it. There might be a couple of slips here between that at the very end into the continuum thing. Although I do like the music choices, could be a little bit of an editing tweak there, perhaps. But
well, remember, I'm not making Jurassic Park, people. I'm selling a comic book.
Hey, no excuses. This is backer pause.
Yeah, Rob, you hush.
You're forgetting every backer. You're forgetting every backer pause. I show up and say I hate that they move those panels because don't move. I'm
not saying animation. I wasn't saying that at all. But if you look at look at the Marvel intros and stuff like that, they have the page flips and stuff.
For the movies,
you can do page flips
for the movies.
Because they have the comic strips up there, so you can do page flips. It's appropriate.
Meredith, have you watched a trailer for Marvel Comics when they put out a comic book?
No, I have not. They are for the movies, but again, with those page flips, because it's a book, it would be appropriate. So I'm not saying you're taking your characters and you're making the mouth move or anything or the arms waving. No, I'm not. I'm saying that if you get the pages on there and you kind of do a flip of the page, they have those graphics that you can do.
Okay, Spielberg, what did you think, Steely?
So I think you explained the 101. I felt like it felt a little rushed, but now I know because you was trying to fit it in exactly the 101 of how to do it. I would say if you could maybe, I don't know, trim a couple words, that would make it a little bit more paced. As well as I like moving pictures. And not a lot, but now
I look forward to every one of your videos. Because we have to do a new video every week.
Oh,
I think that was a threat.
A challenge? Is he throwing down a video?
That was a really good thing. Like
I'm saying, everyone in the room's an expert. Everyone's an expert until they have to do it.
So I want to give you an example. In Reapers is a good example. How it phases in. It's the same exact picture, but the way the effect of it, like adding just a little bit more effects to it.
Like I said, Mike, I look forward to your video.
I know.
Because it's real easy for you to sit here and go,
my God.
I would put in a background. I would have an orchestra playing an ensemble of music. I would be rushing there. I want to see every one of you. The only one I know in this room who could make a video is Meredith. That is the only person. And Meredith likes to use chicks to dissolve. Like I see jazz hands. Every time I see one of her videos, it's jazz hands. What are you doing?
And I see Trish is in there. I would love to hear some of her feedback because she's always like right there, on point with things, and she doesn't hold back. Was
Trish's idea for the record. Mm-hmm. Trish asked us to do that. And I listened to her because she was on last week, and I promised a video. And
did you fuss at her like you fussed at us?
Oh no, I'm fussing at you guys just because I haven't seen anyone else make a video.
It's on, Rob.
The only other person is Jazz Hands over there, Spielberg.
I like her videos. Thank you.
Here, it dissolves away. Oh, look, it's back. It's back in its way.
It has a little shimmy shimmer, okay?
She had me at dissolve.
The comic doesn't move. It doesn't. It's not a storyboard. It doesn't make a movie.
But you got to flip the pages so the page.
Yeah.
It moves when you turn the pages.
Flips,
because now I have it on my tablet. No pages anymore.
Oh.
He wanted backer pause, you guys. He's getting it. He's getting it from the team here. So bend over, Rob. Bend over.
I can't wait till next week we have Meredith's movie going on. I'm at notes at exactly 15 seconds. I thought the overlay just took a tad little too long. I'm just saying. Are we doing professional editing here or not? No.
It's on, Rob. It's on.
I obviously I obviously appreciate everyone's comments in it. I'm just trying to have some fun with it tonight because
Hey, I like
I've never
it.
seen a guest actually just unload backwards. Like, what did you say to me? I will come to your house. Say that again.
I know where you live.
I've been waiting this whole time for one person on the show. Oh, see, let's look at your video, asshole. I want to see your video. Show me what you did.
Oh, man. Leave it to a New Yorker. Damn.
And because like it'll happen on the show where the first person's video we show, the guy in the room, every one of them who said something, he's taking notes. Who else has got a video today? When it's his turn,
I should have made a video and been like, oh, I just happen to have one.
I don't know. Mike, I thought we did have a video of
I
you.
know.
As a matter of fact, hold on. I think it's actually loaded.
Uh-oh.
You want to tease me, do you?
No.
Hey, I'm waiting for the beach scenes with you two.
Yeah.
Oh,
You know?
we had audio
A
problems.
lot of wind.
Oh,
A lot of wind.
no.
Hitting around the side, like we had some audio problems. But
It looked good.
let's see Mike's video. Well, let's
No.
critique Mike's video.
Deadpan. Hello, and thank you for your interest in the story of Eclipse. This is a tale of a hero whose sole purpose and priority is to protect the islands of the Pacific in Hawaii, his home. My name is Mike Seeley, and I'm the creator and artist for Eclipse.
In the wake of tragic events, a superpowered being has become a person of interest. With his intentions being unclear, bringing him in may be the only choice to keep the Hawaiian Islands safe. Can Eclipse be trusted, or is he hiding his true nature? One that has the potential to burn down the Hawaiian Islands he calls home.
The story of Eclipse is a catalyst to introduce a universe with the sole purpose of evoking excitement, wonder, and interest in what we all have grown to love in our favorite superhero comics and movies. Thank you for watching this video, and please consider backing, sharing this project to all your social media sites. Can I comment first?
Oh,
No.
sorry, I fell asleep there. What were you gonna
Can I
say?
comment first? So I overthought this, and not making an excuse. This is my first one ever, and I was like, I got 40 minutes of saying the same thing over and over again, and I got in my own head about it. Where it's like, oh, look up, don't look like you're reading, don't do this, do this. So I was like, oh, smile, and so everything was like, then it's like overthinking it. So I literally sent him the ones that had the least of me repeating myself and stuff, and I felt like when I was communicating, it was just like, make sure you say what you're supposed to say. And that's how I was. And I was just like, oh. And then he was like, he needs it. And I was just like, get it out of here. I'm done. But
It's like, I did it. Just get it off my desk.
Yeah, I think if I did it in the future, I would, when I do one in the future, it'll be not as much me and more of a, like, because it was only 6 pages, I didn't want to give away too much.
Yeah.
And so I think that if I'll in the future, when I do a full book, I'll have way more pictures to play with. And so as I describe and talk about it, I'll be able to talk from the hilt and add in as I look at it and get excited about it. But I definitely was lacking energy because I got in my own head.
Mhm.
So
Spielberg.
Well, jazzy hands. So the transitions were rough. The music, I'm like, if it's a superhero, I want superhero music.
epic.
Yeah, it's got to be like, volcanoes exploding, this is happening, booms, and things like that. And it was just like, oh, it's a luau, So, and I've said this before, and Rob teases me because he says that I call JD ugly, and I don't. I think he's a beautiful, beautiful man, but I don't need to see your face on the videos.
No, I have the video where
I'll pay you later.
I have a video where she literally said, "Oh, JD, don't be on camera. Just don't.
Oh, wow.
Don't you want backers, JD?" And I'm like, I had to defend
Wow.
JD. It was
Poor
awkward
JD.
because like me and JD have like a good relationship of like kind of elbowing each other, and I was just like, don't tell
That's
the
just
truth.
wrong.
Don't tell the truth, Meredith. Come on, we're supposed to be selling here.
Wow.
No, I
Oh.
love him. I love him. I love his books. But, again, I don't think that we as creators need to be on camera. I think the art should sell itself. It helps to have the music, again, those visuals, the jazzy hands and all that stuff for a really smooth transition. And part of that is because we don't really have too much attention span lately, especially in social media. So it's got to be quick. It's got to be, we talk about the elevator pitch all the time. It's like you need to get their attention in the first 10 seconds or they're walking away.
All right, let's see, have it, and we're gonna figure out if another video gets someone in 10 seconds.
Okay. Well, I don't disagree with Meredith per se. I will tell you this. Somebody that I know who has been an editor of comic books has made the statement before that he does not like to see a video if the creator is not involved. If he doesn't see the creator. In fact, he makes the statement that to him, you're not making an advertisement as much as you're making a reason for people to invest in the creator. Now, I don't necessarily agree with that.
I actually agree.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
And I'll tell you why when he finished.
Go ahead. No, let it be a discussion.
That's what I post. I don't mostly like even just my Instagram and my Facebook. I built my followers because people get to know who I am when I get to a Comic-Con. And I've done a lot of Comic-Cons, and they know my art because they've seen my art, but they also can say, oh, I follow you on Instagram and I've gotten your stuff and I really love what you're doing, because they can connect the art to the actual person. And there's a lot of artists that never show themselves. So when they get to a con or get to try to back an event, it's like they're not vested in the person. And if your art is not absolutely bang up, most amazing thing ever, then you can lose people like that. And I know my art is always working to be better. So I try to connect people with who I am, and then say, hey, look, I do art too, and enjoy. I hope you enjoy my art. Right. And that so.
No, you're trying to make a connection. Yeah, actually, that's what his point is.
You guys are funny.
God, you are so bad. You are so
We're not all as pretty as you. I got the JDs. No one wants to see me. I've actually been asked to turn my camera off repeatedly.
Yeah.
Turn your camera off. All right.
But I will say, as far as the music is concerned, no, I don't like that transition from the fast to the small to the soft at the end. But I understand the musical choice because it does sound Hawaiian, and we are talking about a Hawaiian superhero. And I actually kind of like that breakdown right before you go into the explanation of what Eclipse is. And I felt that. The only thing that threw me off was coming back to, that kind of thing. Mm-hmm. But that's all I got to say about that.
All right, so are you guys ready? It's time for Jazz Hands.
When spirits can be harvested and sold for energy, the Ragtops must navigate psychic vampires, alien reverends, and other money-hungry groups to reap that sweet, sweet spiritual gold.
I apologize to all the epileptics. I should have played the warning for seizures. I should have completely done that. My bad. There were so many transitions. I actually left my house, went somewhere else, and came back. That's how many transitions there were.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Mike, what do you think?
I like that phase in the Jazz Hands at the beginning. I like the.
I'm just not winning tonight. That's it. I need Luke. I'm gonna go borrow Luke.
Whoever Southern voice that is, I really like the voice.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that I agree with. I think
the voice is like spot on, and it had made me listen and want to listen. I wish somehow you can implement some of the art in the book, because all I see, all I'm really seeing is some characters, which is good. I know who the characters are, but just some of that movement of a one page or
Right.
part of a page. Just so I said, oh, look at the energy in the actual page, because it, like, when you describe it, you see the energy of the idea of the character, hearing her voices. Only thing is, like, if I seen some more actual art from a comic page.
Yeah. And
Right.
that's the struggle of having 6 pages and only the 6 pages. Yeah. I hear the little violin there, the little violin.
All I'm saying
No,
is
that is the struggle of having 6 pages only and going, okay, what's too much? You know, what do we want to reveal? Because, you know, with this campaign that's going on, we still have over 20 days.
Yeah.
And it's like, we can't give away too much. Then they won't want them. Like,
you gotta be like a
they want the
16-year-old
book.
girl.
So what I've done,
Be like a 16-year-old girl. Tease, tease, tease.
yeah, what I've done is even just took one panel and made it something else, and even put a balloon on and had something totally different. And we did that with a few pages. Me and Bobby Gregory did a few things with our pages that, like, you may have seen a good, like, 60% of the page, but the balloon that says the words is something totally different from the actual thing. So it revealed nothing about the story, but you see the picture and you're like, oh, I like the art, I like the character. So none of the story is given away except for that little snippet of stuff where he's explaining what's happening.
Now, I do know both of the gentlemen have to go. I'm not going to tell the editor that you weren't in the video. See, I'm not going to let him know that you didn't show up in the video, because I know how he is. But to that point, actually, a lot of people feel that the creator should be there, especially if they're brand new. Especially if they're brand new, people want to know who they're backing. It's a great debate to have with a bunch of people. But for the record, overall consensus is that videos do better for new creators when they've never been known to show up to do their video. Now, if you're known as much as I am, or the editor that he's talking about, they don't need to show up on camera. So it really is where you are in your career. I mean, if you have enough that people know your voice because you've been on so much, you've annoyed people, then you're fine. So I'm good. And Roland has just got the pedigree of an amazing person. So he when he comes on, I shut up and listen. I've never really paused his videos except when he has the murder screen behind him. So he shows up.
I think when I try to look at Roland, when Roland does his, is he's doing the Stan Lee. He's trying to oh, true believers, let me tell you about this. Also, you know, he's trying to come up with that. He's trying to make that connection the same way that Stan did with his people. So it worked. I mean, it worked. Yeah. So I've heard
everyone like him. They just think it goes on too long, so it becomes commercially, because you guys do the 2 books. Right. And sometimes even the difference in the books, like you're talking about that music shift. Yeah, because I thought about doing a different piece of music, and I didn't have the time to try to even cut it together. But actually doing a different sound, like a 15 seconds of a different song for each title, but it would have been jarring. Yeah. And I understood it would have been jarring, because that's, you know, like trying to keep up with that can be annoying. So, you know,
with Mike's video, I think that if you had actually brought that low key when you had started, you picked up that beat and you brought that low key down into the next segment when you talked again, it would have come off more passable. Even though it's moving, but you're talking about, I'm trying to create this continuing universe and everything. So you're still hitting that momentum. And I think it would have been a little bit more passable if it had that feel to it.
And I could have brought more energy to it at it.
Well,
so
yeah,
for sure.
But you can see that you have some passion behind it, though. I
can
tell
more passion to talking about what I'm trying to evoke, what I'm trying to bring about with the catalyst and trigger things and create a bigger world and stuff like that. So
yeah. And I have to say, for the voiceover for Reapers, I mean, I recorded one, Rob recorded one. See, I think you recorded one.
Yeah.
And Nita, I said, Nita, just record one for me, because I knew that I was not the voice, the right voice for that. She was the voice, because
you gotta use her in the future for
always.
Voice,
everybody has their own opinion.
Yeah. And she was like, oh man, she's like, why are you making me do this? And she just recorded one, and I was like, it's perfect.
If she did it, that was spot on.
I do have to interrupt, because you both have to go really quickly. Give a shout out, because I know both of you have somewhere else to be. Thank you both for making time this evening.
Oh yeah.
For this.
Again, I'm Mike Seeley, Creative Eclipse. I'm part of the beginning of entering into the Continuum. I'm excited to have my first pages being introduced out of TerraFom, and you can reach me at MikeSealy.com, my website, or also my Instagram is Mike_MJS_ART. And you can look up the Eclipse comic in Instagram as well, and there's a page there. Don't forget to try to back us.
Hey, don't forget Instagram model. We got that there. Hey guys, I'm C. Michael Lanning. Of course, you might know me from Weekended as co-anchor. Of course, usually if you see my face, that means it's the beginning of the weekend. I'm sorry to disappoint y'all tonight. And also co-creator with Meredith Locker on the Reapers. And I'm also excited to be an Enter the Continuum and for what else coming in the future and what's in the depths of the continuum. So stay tuned and find out about that. You can always follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and I even have been playing around with Instagram some, so maybe you could catch me over there. Of course, it's C. Michael Lanning, and I should be the only one. If I'm not, I'm going to get a lawyer. Good night.
Thank you both for being here. We appreciate you. Thanks for hanging out and building awareness to what the Enter the Continuum is. So you guys have a great night. Me and Meredith will finish off the show. We'll read some comments before we go any further. Go ahead, guys. Get out of here.
Thank you, guys.
Later. And yeah, pretty exciting. I really liked having them in the room and having the energy. It is hard when you're dealing with something the Continuum does have a little bit of smaller stories. So I did take Trisha's comments to heart and I made that video. I mean, could I have done more to it? Absolutely, but we don't always have that kind of time. For the amount of time I had today being able to get that done, trust me, it's a lot better. And I don't like the transitions sometimes because I do want to read along. I like to read along on the screen actually sometimes because sometimes it helps me. So the back and forth, that works for me. But like I said, we're going to be doing one once a week. So I can't wait to see who comes up with something next. We do have that interview on the beach, by the way, with Sealy. We can't use it to make a video because there's too much wind. We didn't realize it at the time. The wind was hitting the mic. And because we were using like a really nice camera, actually, like it was great camera. Well, there's not a great amount of playback on the smaller cameras that we could have heard. We didn't know where we would have reshot it. Turning
if you've got the video part, you should be able to extract the audio and do a voice.
The audio is overlaid with so much wind, it's lost. There's no. I already tried. I tried every trick. I even looked it up and spent like a good half an hour last night seeing, because there are certain spots. Most of it, it's fine, but there are just certain spots the wind has altered the voice way too much.
Oh,
and
what about doing like a studio voiceover? You know, like kind of like at home when it's quiet and doing that.
It's so hard to keep. We've talked about the cadence of the way you speak is almost impossible because where it blows over is in the middle of a sentence. And you will hear it. Yeah, and anyone who's listened to an audiobook and has heard the edits that they have to force in, you can hear the cadence has changed, usually because the person comes back 6 months later, they've been on another project, and their cadence has changed, and it's not just the same. We are going to get to everything. Meredith, why don't you read some comments before we go on? And,
all right.
Because I want to acknowledge our viewing audience.
Well, excuse me, we've got Trish Bankston in here. She says, hello, guys. Happy to be here tonight. Mike Bankston, thank you so much for sharing out our URL to the Kickstarter. Video time it is. We are just kind of tearing into our own videos. Rob, I'm not sure if you've got the Dawn and the Dead video in here as well, but we've got that we can play. So Trish, in regards to your video, Rob, is this already so much more exciting? Love this better than the first one. Now I feel I need this, not just because I know you guys, but because I want it. And she does like it a lot better. For Mike Sealy's, hate this video, being honest. Taking the corn cob out is so boring, Mike. You are so much more exciting than this. Excuse me. And then she says, Mike, don't feel bad because I had to put a Post-it over Meredith's face because I had comments for her video too. And that was in regards to the Compendium of Dread, which was the Kickstarter that I had launched and getting ready to fulfill. So yeah, and again, with Backer Pause, it's so important because we are bringing people on, not to tear them down. It is really to kind of strip away the parts and pieces to make it better, to make the next iteration better so that it becomes an active selling tool, something that helps promote, something that sells books and brings a a better light to the creation. So I think it's this show is really important as far as I'm concerned. I mean, it really is, and not because I'm sitting in the seat.
You're never going to get it perfect either. I
Yeah.
think everyone who ever comes on here, the most perfect video someone will have a problem with, and sometimes the ones that everyone thinks everyone will hate, they love.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I think that happened with Cat Dad and Supermom. You know, when you just had that raw emotion, like, this book is about my son and I want to do what's best for my little boy, and I was like, when I saw that video, I was just like, oh my God, take my money. You know, it was just one of those moments. It was for me, video gold. Mike Benson says, y'all could use a false, not in the 6 pages image. Movies do it all the time. And I think that was in regards to the Reapers video, because it was short. I really wanted to keep it less than 30 seconds because we didn't have a lot of images that I was comfortable giving away. And so, you know, there were quite a few transitions. I liked the way the transitions moved in because of the spiritual gold and, you know, that kind of talk. And so it seemed appropriate. But I also know on the back end with the Continuum stuff, I didn't at that point when I was putting it together, I didn't have Rob's voiceover, which we do have for Dawn and the Dead. Rob, did you want to play that video?
I don't have it downloaded. You were supposed to upload it for me, remember?
Oh, okay. Well, why don't I give you the mic and I can upload it if we have
Well,
time.
I was going to say is we'll kick off the show and actually start getting into it. We usually try to keep this to an hour. I don't mind if Meredith doesn't mind going like 10, 15 minutes over the hour today.
Yeah,
Just
I'm fine with that.
We did want to do something special with Terraform because this is a good moment. I think ripping into our own videos also shows everyone that we're not above it.
Yeah.
We're all, I mean, I took critique and made a new video, and we're going to continue to make new videos. I am definitely going to hopefully see other people rise up and make their own videos because this isn't one voice. This is multiple voices, and that's the great thing about the Continuum. It's full of all the different voices. But here, it's time to play Backer Pause. Meredith becomes our judge, and I get to go off screen. Welcome to Backer Pause. What is Backer Pause? Well, it's when we get judges who are creators to sit down and watch crowdfunding videos that we are proudly advocating for on comicbookadvocates.com. And they hit pause when they lose interest in the videos that we are watching and experience Backer Pause. This is a fun way to teach creators about attention spans of the viewers and what works and does not work for their videos. Want to be a judge? Are you ready to play? Welcome to Backer Pause. All right, and I guess we should have played that warning, so I'll play that warning right now. Just pretend you watched this all at the beginning, guys. Just pretend. Warning and disclaimer. The views and opinions expressed on this live feed are those of the guests, speakers, and or hosts, and do not necessarily reflect the beliefs, official policies, ethics, or positions of the content providers, advertisers, additional hosts, and or guests, hosting sites, groups, or entities attached to this programming. Viewer discretion is advised. All right, so did you get it up, Meredith?
Well, it's loading up right now, but we've got in the room right now, in the live audience, we've got Nita and Trish, who Trish has said that she's available if we want an extra seat.
Yes, send
you want
links.
to give the introduction?
Send links.
Okay.
Yeah, bring 'em up.
Right.
I love Trish being on here. Nita's more than welcome. Both.
Nita, if you want to, you are more than welcome to pop in here.
It would actually be an all-women's night for the first time ever.
Ooh.
On this without even trying. See, naturally happening, guys, not forced.
Hold on a second. Let me find Trish's, and if you want to look in the room, see if that video for Dawn and the Dead is there.
Yeah, I just looked. It wasn't there. So what we're going to do is we're just going to remind everyone about the power of the dollar, and that's kind of important, and that'll give us the time we need to get the rest of it and see if we can get some people on in the room and be part of this. And we're going to talk about it. The power of a dollar for our Terraform project and for the Continuum as well when we come back. Never underestimate the power of a single dollar. Just one single dollar can help make dreams come true. Every dollar is a declaration of support and belief. It helps the creators and the teams behind the book. Just $1 helps create new worlds and keeps creators creating. And if you're going to be creating something on Kickstarter or Indiegogo, get Kickstarter for the Independent Creator, second edition, A Practical and Informative Guide to Crowdfunding by Madeline Holly Rosing and Christy Shin. It is an amazing book that will help you navigate the ins and outs of crowdfunding. All right, Meredith.
Hello, and we're back. I will bring Trish into the room.
Let her introduce
There
herself.
she is. Yes.
Everybody, I'm Trish Bankston. I'm a backer. I'm a fan of the show and of a lot of what Meredith and Rob both do and everything they stand for, you know, starting with the little creators, getting them on their way. So
Don't worry, I'm still here. I've just ascended to no avatar status. Just
And
me
Nita says that she's got a reboot.
All right, we'll let her reboot. We have enough time. She's seen the video, I know, and she won't say anything because you did it. Unless it's a Reaper, she won't challenge you in public. But this is Dawn of the Dead. No, go ahead, Trish. Rip this up. Rip it up, Trish.
I would.
Dawn has special psychic abilities and her nightmares are wreaking havoc on the world. Now she's been kidnapped by a nefarious group who want to tap into her nightmares. They will soon find out that her deepest, darkest fears are raising the dead. This is Dawn and the Dead.
The Continuum isn't an anthology. Each issue of The Continuum is a variety pack of tales from all over the world. This is a mission to create an ongoing series that introduces you to creators and their works from across the globe. This is advocating, in comic book form, created to entertain fans and showcase the power of creation. Don't you dare call this an anthology. This is The Continuum. Please back it and share it on social media today.
And for the record, we did see your hand raised probably by the second panel.
Yeah, it was because I'm like, no, it's too much like the graphic novel I already get, you know, from Robert Kirkman. I don't want to, and it just is like, okay, what is this different? Why do I need to back this? Why should I even bother with it? It is just, it felt like it was like, you know, Walking Dead. And I'm like, okay, been there, done that already.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing new.
Rob, where are you? Announce your voice.
Oh, I'm here. I don't. The big difference is the psychic ability and the fact that the people are kind of causing this. But yeah, I mean, you can't walk away from the fact this is like Kirkman. And there's definitely zombie fatigue going around. I mean, the pandemic doesn't help. We've actually talked about that. Like, zombie books in this next year might not be the easiest things to sell. I think you'll see a rise in vampire books, actually. I think vampires are going to come back into...
Vampires or werewolves?
Both. They usually coincide. They always coincide. If you ever notice one spiking, the other one's right behind. The Mummy always comes in, doesn't do anything, but it's there. Like the Mummy just never gets the love it deserves. But yeah.
Well, out of the last 12 Kickstarters, I'm guaranteeing you at least 6 of them were like vampires or werewolves that we backed.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah.
I wish he would have just said, I'm not your normal. This isn't normal. This isn't, you know, just something else to bring me in. And I'm like, nope, already. Just your title and the fact that there was nothing new.
Oh, what do we have up here?
The preview, I just wanted to mention that this week, the previews catalog, we're not going to be showing it. We've done that in the past, and some people thought previews shouldn't really mix in with the crowdfunding. A few people thought, oh, we tried it, you know, but there is a brand new March one, just so everyone knows. I definitely think you guys should check it out. But we're going to head over here to our Enter the Continuum, or I should say not Enter the Continuum, into our crowdfunding report list that we have here, and we're going to start the show. But I did want to mention, if you don't notice the previews, we still have them. A lot of people just reached out and said, yeah, they didn't see it the way I did. They saw it the way Chuck does, that it's not the same type of crowdfunding. Boo, I disagree. Trash. I think I'm right, and I'm only right. No, we're always taking our advice from the people who watch these shows because they're important to us. So we just wanted to acknowledge that's why that change is here today. Go ahead, Meredith.
And I didn't know if you wanted to take a couple minutes to talk about the Independent Creator Awards.
Again, because it's backer pause, I'll just say that the crowdfunding is this weekend, and we won't waste any more time because I know some people are going to turn in, and most of the voting's going on right now. Just look it up. Also, you can get for free the Creator Comic Book School Presents Creator Connections Panel 1. Still available. That's up for some awards. Please check out the awards, Merit. It's absolutely right. It's a giant project, and it takes a lot of effort. But I do respect that this is the crowdfunding show. And, you know, we did take up time. But remember, we were advocating for so many different projects tonight for Terraform. And I want to apologize for supporting all the creators that were involved in that book. But I don't know why Driver 8's actually in here. Driver 8 successful, by the way, successfully funded. Congratulations. For some reason, it must have gotten caught in the background. Right now, Hybrids, this is going to be a video. I think Trish has actually seen this one. But if she hasn't, we're going to get her honest feedback. Because I know Meredith's not going to say anything, and I'm not going to say anything. So, Trish, if you pause it, that's it. You get to pause it, man. We stop because we're disqualified.
No, because he did the challenge. It's so quick and to the point. We did this one last week when I was with you guys.
Yeah, well, he still gets to get played. He's probably going to survive Trish, too. And he did that deliberately to spite me. Son of a...
A group of heroes supercharged with Nephilim DNA are the only thing standing in the way of an evil corporation at the center of a human trafficking ring and elite drug empire. The danger ramps up when a deadly trap is set for our protagonist. It's an epic clash of good versus evil when they meet on the killing field. Be sure to check out the action and get part 1 of the killing field during this 28-day event exclusively on Indiegogo.
Oh my God! Someone was so offended that someone came in here. Nita didn't like the video. She's gonna trash Luke. Go for it, Nita. Go for it.
No. You know what I was gonna say, Rob? It would have been really cool to see his before and after video.
He birthed the before. I can't find it.
Did he? Oh man!
It's like the Zapruder film. It's in a vault somewhere. Yeah. I've asked for it, and I think he knows what I'm trying to do. He's like, no, Rob. I'm like, I just want to see it again. Just once. Just show it to me.
Honestly, that would have been a perfect learning tool to see the before and after, and what the potential for the show, again, is what it can do for a video. It's like, hey, you know, you want to get our attention. This is what you need to change. And it was night and day. I mean, what you're seeing now is just like, blown away because he took some of the feedback from the people who were sitting in the room and made it. And I was like, wow. Nita, glad that you're here. You want to introduce yourself real quick? Are your audio issues okay?
I believe so. Can you hear me?
Right. Hear you.
My name is Nita Lanning. You can find me as Nita Lanning on Facebook, everywhere else, creating chaos 24/7 and on Raging YouTube with Meredith Logren.
Jesse hands. Mr. Announcer Voice, what are we moving on to next?
We're moving on to the next crowdfunding event. By the way, I just want to say this. Hybrids is running out of time. Please support it. It has a PDF pack. So if you've never experienced Hybrids, there's a PDF pack that you can jump in. This is a great starting point. If you like what you see, go back and get more. Just start. I mean, that's what the PDF packs are for. This is a starting point for another story arc, and it can invite you to, if you like what you see, you can go back and learn more about the characters. We all do that. We all show up to shows in the middle of the series, and then we have to binge watch it. You know, that was what the 90s were about. You turned on the TV, and you were six episodes in, and you had to run back and wait weeks for it to be repeated. You don't even have to do that anymore. You can get them on the next campaign. All right, I don't even know if Meredith should be in the room. This is the Oswald project. I don't even know if Meredith's allowed. I don't even know if she's allowed right now, but here we go. Same rules apply. Nita, you're new to this, but I know you've watched this show before, right? You know the deal. Raise your hand, and you're going to be on camera, though. I warn you, because this has got it's got a video that's kind of weird. I think he might have
Hello everyone, this is JD Calderon, the writer and creator of the Oswald Chronicles, and I'm here to tell you about We Were Just Passing Through, a tale where a group of Calcians, an ancient magic-wielding race, find themselves on the run from their enemies, the Grogs. Their mounts tired and still far from home, the Calcians find their way onto the malls of Park Avenue and Oswald's home. Attempting to forget warrior queens and their armies, Oswald and his newfound friends find themselves once again involved in a power struggle that could decide the fates of two races while introducing Oswald to new forms of magic he never dreamt of. We're also offering up the prose chapbook, The Trial of Oswald, where Oswald must answer for the destruction of the Mar Empire and their capital city, Wendara. Please go check out the various reward levels where we have silver, sketch, and virgin covers available. So choose the one that best suits you and live the dream of a mouse most fantastic. JD out.
The video was the same, by the way. I did run it to coincide. I'm amazed that you guys didn't tap. Nothing against JD.
Oh, I did.
Oh,
we did.
We did.
Oh, I didn't see anyone's hands. You guys, you got to look on the screen. One whole side of your body was blocked. You guys were all raising it on the wrong end. Because I was watching the upper screen. That's my fault. All right, so why did you tap? Because I would have. Who's first? Do you know, Meredith?
Trish.
I don't like it because it's like he does that continuing thing. He's got new powers. Well, what powers did he have before? If I'm just jumping on now, and I know this is like issue number 23, I mean, and his new friends. Well, what friends did he have before? Did he lose his friends? Why did he make new friends? I mean, now I'm really more confused, and I can't afford, $200 to go back and buy all the issues. I mean, I just need a jump off point with this stuff. You know what I mean? To where it's like, okay, it stops here and then it can continue here for the new readers. And I don't feel this is a jump on point for new readers.
I think to your point, Trish, for me, I'm more in the moment, like whether or not that video captured my attention or not.
It was bleh.
It had, I'm all for jazzy hands and stuff like that, but it had a lot of transitions, like a lot of transitions. And I know that you don't want to give away all of your pages, so that quick movement across the screen so that you're getting a kind of a taste of it and stuff. So I wasn't really paying too much attention to the fact that there are back issues or anything. I would be, because of what you said, I would be interested to know if it could be read as a standalone. Do I need all of those back issues? But based on what he says, the text of it, probably not. But Nita,
I love the Oswald Chronicles, but I'm just be reiterating what Trish said.
Did you just fart, Nita?
No, it's this freaking leather chair, dude.
Oh,
see?
Okay. Wow, you just blew it at your phone.
Oh no, I would totally brag about that, dude. Like, no. See, I just can't even move. I'm gonna have to put something on this chair. I would just be reiterating what Trish said. And at the same time, it seemed to be too much. Not enough and too much. It just.
Do you think it was too long?
Yeah, it felt winded.
Rob, can you scroll up? How long was that video? Just out of curiosity.
47 seconds.
That's it?
Was it 47 seconds?
Oh, no, this was a...
Oh, okay.
No.
Yeah, it was too long.
Actually, 47 was his last one. This was 120.
Which
so let's not beat a dead mouse.
No, and I love that mouse. I do. Look, he's in my background.
Let's move on to the Illusion Witch. This is from Ruben Romero. First time on the show, and it's ending already. It's been that kind of time. A lot of people on crowdfunding. Because this show's been generally, the longest we're willing to go is 90 minutes with this show on purpose. So this is our first time watching it. He has apparently funded, as it says, just funded. So we're going to take a look at it. Welcome to the show, Ruben Romero. And here it is. I would have tapped already.
What's up? I'm Ruben Romero, writer and creator of The Illusion Witch, and I just wanted to take a few moments to thank you for stopping by the Kickstarter page and checking it out.
Trish is
we
at.
have an incredibly talented team putting in 1,000% to make this miniseries happen. To be honest, it's probably my favorite story that I've ever written. I'm nervous and excited, maybe as you can tell. But in all honesty, I just want to deliver a great story. It's a very human story that tells a very personal story.
All right, so for the record, I hate those intros that take all my time away. 10 seconds to start talking to me is a waste of my time. I love Ruben Romero. He's a friend, but I hate that. Because I do this show more than anyone else, I have to see that continuously in different videos, let alone the fact that we're going to have to talk about the fact that there are companies out there now recycling the videos and just putting in new, like literally you're paying for a video to be made, but they're just putting your stuff over someone else's video they already made. So those things really irk me, and it has nothing to do with Ruben. It's just a personal thing. Trish, you were next to tap out.
It just was long-winded, but the funny thing is we already backed it. So, I mean, without the video, because the description in it is amazing. And Mike's like, it says witch. So, I mean, done, you know, so, but the video was just too long, and just get to the point. Get to the point. Come on. What's your point?
Nita?
Too winded, and he said he was excited, but he didn't seem very excited.
Well, he did say he was nervous too, right? So I think that was nervousness showing.
Yeah, well, sure. I'll give him that, but it's still too long-winded.
Well, and I have to say, the only reason why I didn't tap out was because I was waiting for the art. I'm kind of curious when it shows up.
I also think you don't wear a Star Wars shirt, just for the record, to one of your videos. No matter how much you're a fan of that, it just... You're not there to advertise.
I mean, you have your branded T-shirts and things. So if you're talking about Cat Dad and Supermom, you're wearing a Cat Dad and Supermom T-shirt.
Yeah, you have to. I mean, you have to own that, or
but it's his brand,
right?
Something generic, you know, just a regular plaid T-shirt, a black shirt, anything that doesn't make you look like an Uber fan. You don't want to come off as an Uber fan. When I wear, like, I have a Deadpool shirt on tonight. That's because I'm not usually on camera, and this is what I went to the gym in. And it's funny because it says I have issues, and it's so true, both in comics and in life. You know, so I like to advertise. But yeah, you're seeing it.
I am curious to see when. I mean, do we see art at all in this video? Because this is the first time I've ever. There it is. Okay, finally.
And we're at right now. We waited till
over a minute.
Yeah. Okay. So we got here. It's 28 seconds, and all you're going to see is the art.
Gone.
And for me, it's the elevator pitch. And Meredith knows this. We have this fight behind the scenes all the time, and I have it with other creators. She's heard me talk to other creators. Get to your elevator pitch immediately.
Yeah.
Make me care. You did not make me care at the beginning of this video, showing me something that, you know, I don't care what you're doing. That would have been beautiful. Starting right here would have hooked me. That girl in the blue. This video showing me something that, you know, something that. This right here is how the video should have started. If the video had started this way, oh, you would have had my money. That would have been it.
Right.
That elevator pitch, boom, done. Get out of there.
Here's how the video should have started. If the video had my money, that would have been it.
Right.
I think Nita's having a little trouble. They're having some audio stuff. We're going to do sign language from Nita. Thumbs up, we know. Thumbs down, we know. We have to figure out what the middle finger means. Does that mean you really like it, the middle finger?
I think she's calling you number one.
I am. I am
right.
I am. Thank you for acknowledging I'm number one. It's not said enough. Here's Flytrap, a time travel adventure. Let's go back in time to check out Flytrap. Again, the video. Just raise your hand, and I promise we'll stop it. I've even shrunk my screen so I can see it now, so we don't have any more problem. We had a simultaneous tap actually there between the two. And the reason I tapped out right away, again, you wasted all my time in the beginning. And I don't like motion picture comics. And this is something I said earlier. I like stationary so I can see what's going on moving it. It just makes me feel like I'm about to have a seizure. And I don't even have seizures. That's how bad it is. I can only imagine for people who have seizures how horrible it is to watch that. If I want to watch a movie, I'm going to go to Netflix.
I needed some voiceover or something like that. I don't want to read all the time because I just took my glasses off. I have to keep them on all day. I don't want to have, for an advertisement, I don't want to have to put my glasses back on.
And for anyone else, because you guys, some of you have earbud, Trish, Nita, I mean, you have the headphones in. Was that way too loud? Because even on my computer, I instantly turned it down. And if it's something with noises, and people know this, if a noise bothers me, it puts me in a bad mood. And I'm done. I don't even want to deal with it anymore. I would stop watching the video. This would, and I said that last week, the noise, because I can get migraines just from the right sound in something. You know, and I was done. Like that very loud music, just it irritates me. It's too bad because the art is fantastic in this.
The one thing that I'm going to say about that is that was the movie intro that I know that you were talking about, Rob, and I was like, okay, I see it, and I don't think it needed to be there. You know, because it's not a movie. And I think that there is a difference, maybe a fine line between the two. But I don't think that it needed to be there. The music was really loud. And for me, this was a new to me video. Normally I will watch a video twice, once with my eyes open, once with my eyes closed, because I also do a lot of podcasting stuff. So I'm very aware of the people who can't see, you know, and I know that sounds weird. It's like, okay, blind people don't read comic books, you know, but they do like stories, and so I keep that in mind. Maybe that's not, you know, appropriate for this show, but I do keep that in mind. I need voiceover. I want to hear the story as well as giving my eyes a visual storyline and arc with this promo.
All right, guys, we're going to head on over to our next one, which does not have a video, just beautiful boobs. I mean, beautiful pictures. This is Into the Suck, the epic finale. My boy Keith Thomas. I'm going to say something. No one knows this, so I'm going to give it to everyone watching this show. Keith Thomas is officially the first entry into the Independent Creators Hall of Fame for this year. He is going in as a posthumous. He's going to be inducted posthumous. Of course, we lost him through a very quick and very sad stomach cancer. Took him away from us way too soon, and I'm very thrilled to be able to do it. You guys are going to be seeing CB Zane. He will be inducting him, and it's a pretty bittersweet moment to know that these are possibly the last words from Keith Thomas in this book. So I'm backed it. I can't wait to get my copy. I can't, you know, I have the book behind me. I evacuated because of a hurricane, and I took his book because I knew he was such a great guy. Like, I can't talk nicely enough about him. He was a cheerleader for comics. We really lost a huge light in our industry when he was taken from us. And I took his book with me when we evacuated, so I'd always have it. And it's in a safe. It is actually the one he signed for me is in a safe because I can never get that back again. I even tried growing out my hair. I was the old guy with long hair, but then they told me I had too much gray hair to donate it. Trish, they made me feel bad, Trish. They called me old.
You are. It's reality. Get over it.
Oh, man. The truth hurts. The truth hurts so much, but that's okay. I just saw boobs. I'm all better now. All right, so moving on to our next campaign. We have Flintlock, Book 5, 64 pages. And this ends Monday, March 1st, so time is running out. Let's check out what's going on over at Flintlock. Sorry, I was in the comments section, so it took me a second to close the video. I would have tapped 2 for the record. I don't like this. If you're gonna have that stuff, I need the narration.
Yep.
If you're just gonna show me art with a couple things, that's cool. But if you're gonna make me read something, I need narration because it helps me go along. I'm dyslexic. Screen's moving too quickly means I can't read it. Again, I'm frustrated and I don't care anymore. Trish?
Oh no, same thing. I can't. I don't want to keep watching it, and it took so long to get to the actual big pictures. You know, I'm like, okay, I'm done. I'm over. I don't care about your artwork anymore.
Yep. And I liked your artwork, but dude, I'm ADHD. Let's hear some words. Talk to me. Tell me about it.
Meredith?
Again, it failed the eyes closed test. And, you know, kind of to what Trish was saying earlier with the Oswald Chronicles, I see book 5 and I'm going, oh man, how much is this going to cost me to get caught up? I want to know whether or not I can read this as a standalone or if I really need to follow the story. And that to me, I think a lot of people on Kickstarter forget that you are also trying to find new readers. And to target them because your followers and your friends, they're going to support you. But if you're looking for the broader audience, you need to cater to them. And so book 5 kind of scares me because that would be an investment. And now I have to look at my funds, you know?
All right. This one, seriously, if you are epileptic and you are watching this, I'm going to actually give a warning. This actually almost gave me a headache when we watched it live the other day. And this is what I hate about Kickstarter videos sometimes, because this is nothing to do with a comic. Some people have liked it. Granted, I'm just giving a warning because it bothers my eyes. I'm actually going to be only looking down because it actually irritates me for some reason. So I don't mean to bash the video. I'm just giving an honest warning. This one's a little heavy on the senses. It makes me think of Blair Witch Project and Cloverfield. So here we go. All right. That was I couldn't even look up. I'm telling you, it was way too flashy. Go ahead, ladies. Trish, you were first.
It's the same thing. I feel like we're watching the same. The last 4 videos have all been the same. Here's our bunch of words, and then here's some flashes of stuff, and it's like, okay, nobody wants to talk to us. It's just rinse and repeat for me.
It was a sensory overload for me.
Yeah, right. Like,
The images are moving too fast. There's flashes. There's just. I'm like, all right, I'm done.
And to give them credit, beautiful art.
Beautiful art.
This campaign is amazing.
But I can't look at it.
Yeah, so I was like, I mean, like you have this beautiful art. I'm going to show it just to make the point of like the giant miss here that you have some fantastic art to be in this project. Why would you play tricks with videos?
Oh my God, that cover.
Yeah, why jazz hands? I don't understand the jazz hands here. I don't.
Yeah, that was way more than jazz hands. That was a lot more than like transitions from images, you know, one to another. That was just, it was an assault on your senses. Now, did they mean it? Because you are clearly seeing an assault on people here in the artwork. But for the Kickstarter video, it was really rough. It's like, you know, I mean, I probably could have watched the entire thing, but I was squinting my eyes because it hurt.
It literally makes me feel sick. Like I was even looking down, it was bothering me. And it's too bad. Sometimes too many gimmicks are used. And that's what I was kind of playing around earlier in the show saying, you don't always need gimmicks. Show the art, show solid stuff, get people to really know. Like Trish said, she said it to me flat out. Tell them what the stories are and let them make the decision. And that's what I did in the video. I made it real simple, real quick. And I mean, for my credit, 101 seconds for 5 stories is pretty damn good considering I did all their elevated pitches and even got one in for Continuum. So I'm going to pat myself on the back as we move on. 2. Oh, okay. I've gotten a lot of trouble for the video I made for this, so screw it. I'm not playing it for anyone ever again. I burnt it down just like Luke's video.
But it's a 12-minute video or whatever.
That's why we're gonna see how long it takes you to tap on his video. So here, I'm done being picked on.
Here's vote 1 in 2 minutes because it takes him 4 minutes to get to the damn book, and he's an airhead.
Now, Trish.
Be nice, Trish. Well, be honest.
AKA Discussion Volcano. We're talking about my
I'm waiting for you guys to tap,
Trial by Fire. Hey, it's been busy. We launched the pre-campaign, like the pre-launch, the early signups. We did that like amazing.
I bet my video doesn't look so bad now, huh? The one I made for him. See what I mean, Trish?
Okay. See, they didn't even get to hear the part where, all about me. Did I tell you about me and me? Oh, wait. Oh, about me.
AKA, we were about to go there.
Mm-hmm. And he does for like 5 minutes, all about him before he actually shows you anything else. And I'm like, no, dude, I don't care who you are. I would like to know what the book's about.
This would, in fairness, I think this makes a great getting to know him video that would have been better in the body of the crowdfunding.
Yes, I was going to say, because it seems like something that he may have put together specifically for YouTube, and then just said, well, that'll work over there.
Right.
You know?
And
I mean, 12 minutes.
But it doesn't.
Indiegogo, to the credit to him, some Indiegogos are really long. I don't understand it. I don't know if it's an Indiegogo thing. I'm still trying to figure it out. When I ask people, they say no one does that on purpose. Like, so far I've gotten pushback that this is not common, but I'm seeing it more and more with people who over-explain. Like, again, elevator pitches. I'm with Trish. You can win me or lose me in 10 seconds.
Yeah. Yep.
And that's why anyone who shows me their logo right across the board, unless it says Marvel, I'm not interested.
Mm-hmm.
Or DC, it has to be like, oh shit, this is Marvel book? And then the second thing I'm going to do is start texting all my friends. Yo, Marvel DC is on Indiegogo and on Kickstarter. Fuck them. Let's riot. That's it. We're taking Batman and we're making stories about Batman. Screw you, people. No, I'm kidding. But yeah, I do think that you run into this wall. And now do you understand why I broke it down the way I did, everybody?
Yeah, I do. And maybe I was wrong calling him whatever I called him, but it feels like an ego trip for the first 7 minutes of this, where it's all about me before it even gets to the book.
And the thing that I want to say is that for being a 12-minute long video, I would almost say if this is his opening video, I would even call it kind of lazy. Because you're taking this long video. Maybe it was a broadcast that you did that your live audience is tuning into, and that's fine and good. But then, to repurpose it does, and I think that's the word I'm looking for. It feels repurposed instead of purposeful to really put in your pitch and hammer that home for that attention span that, again, that keep it from 20 to 30 seconds for your pitch, get the visuals in there, get the hell out, and then let people read your campaign.
No, and I think this is also maybe excited creator. Sometimes you get that and we've all had it, where you go to a show and you get that excited creator who's trying to sell you and you're being nice because they have this perfect amount of energy, but you're like, all I wanted to do is go to the bathroom. Like, dude, really, I really have to go to the bathroom. Can you just let me go to the bathroom now? And you don't know how to stop him from talking. Because the one thing, and I think Trish had said this when she was on with me, she didn't see any comic book. And she said that concerned her. She called it right away. She wasn't seeing sequential art. She was seeing unfinished, like an art scrapbook. And I never saw it that way because, sometimes some of these people are my friends. And I've even worked with them. See, sometimes you're willing to give your friends something you wouldn't give a stranger. And that was Trish making me realize to look at it in a different way. So we're gonna put this out. You're
gonna get people to be like, I don't want Trish to look at my video. Don't let Trish look at my video. I don't want Trish to. It was Meredith was the no lady. Now it's Trisha's the no lady.
Are you kidding me? I want you looking at every one of my videos because I want to know is it survivable? Because sometimes you need that person. You really back comics. You're not just a creator. You're talking about really putting your money up. The rest of the people in the room, we're sort of worried, like, oh, if I say this about Steve's project, Steve's going to be mad at me. Trish comes out the gate like, look, I don't know you, Steve, but like, you suck. Like, put out
that never crossed my mind when we were looking at Oswald. Never.
Trish is like, Steve, like, get some help, man. You need therapy. Like, this video shows me something wrong with you.
Well, I told Mike to come out of his butt. He's not that way normally. You know, he's always outgoing and real friendly. And I'm like, I'm like, no, dude, that is not you. That video does not do anything for you.
Yeah, and you see in the room, he's big smiles. You have fun with him, and sometimes you get that camera and you look at it and you're just done. Mike says Trish offers thoughts that can help. Omni got better after the Superman comparison, and she's right. We filmed that video in the front of everyone, and he wound up being able to put that out there and really tell people about it. So that, you know, to your point, Trish, I think you should be on the show more because you need that hard love. This is someone who really backs books, who tries to help creators get better. So you should. This is one of those. Look, man, this is an industry, and you need the tough love sometimes to get better. So if you don't get it, you put out things, and I'm almost nervous to play this next video.
Oh no!
This is, and I don't. The sad thing is, I don't even think we have it. Is this from Indiegogo? So it's Indiegogo.
Yeah, he's on Indiegogo right now. I was actually on a show with him not that long ago too.
So this is on YouTube, so everyone's faces are gonna be on. So just please be gentle. Please be gentle.
Hello. Can anyone hear me? Is anybody there? My name is Axel de Vera. I'm the most powerful being on the face of the planet.
Wow, okay, that escalated quickly. I've got to be honest. And I still want to call 911 for someone to get him help. Go ahead, Trish.
He really needs a new voiceover on it. He does. He sounds, I mean, I know the guy has mental issues in the book and it's about mental illness and stuff like that. And I get it, but I'm like, it brings it down to like so depressing. I don't want to like back it because it's too depressing. It's like, I don't want to feel that way after reading a comic that depressed.
Don't you want to just give him money and just be like, here, no, don't send me that.
Here, man, I'm sorry. Here.
Like, dude, whatever's going on, I'm here for you. Like,
here's $5.
I don't want to read the book because I want to be able to wake up with a smile for my son.
I mean, and the bad thing is, I like the guy. He's really nice, and you know, he's from my home state. And I'm like, I'm like, I want you to succeed, dude. But I'm just like, I don't like your video.
And it's like torture porn, and I come from a place where I understand what torture porn is. And I mean, like, he scared me. I wanted to reach out and be like, "Are you okay, buddy? Is everything okay?" Like, this is a little dark. I mean, this is me saying it. It's a problem when it's me asking. It's like, it felt like a DC movie. But it had.
And I also see it's a minute long. I mean, because I've never seen this entire video.
Yeah, no one's let it out.
No one has.
No one's let. Wow. Okay.
I'm just playing.
I do have to say the end of it, because I have seen it. I watch a lot of times. I watch these in entirety before we go live. It's rare that I don't get to see, and that's usually a last minute entry. But like this one, the one thing that does
anyone can hear me
is
please.
There's no art.
Spend $5.
But no, I mean, like, this is, look at how long this lasts. The end of the video kind of irritates me.
Right.
Like, why would you because now I'm waiting for the end credits thing, right? So I'm holding my pee because I've waited through the whole movie, and then there's nothing, and I'm just mad. I'm mad because there's no end credit.
No, you're just mad because you were holding your pee.
Now this can make me happier. Mind Meld. There's no video for this, but this is Nebula Pearl, a writer collaboration of a science fiction action comic that follows. It should be
follows
of a space pirate cannibal call girls. So you know you got to get off in space too, right? That should have been the tagline. That would have been a perfect tagline.
Get off.
We backed this one for sure because this one has tie-ins to In the Suck and Xeno Nanite Titans and yeah, whatever it is, Russell's Kickstarter, and it has a bunch of other tie-ins that if you back this, then you get all the extra bonus stuff. So
Trish had me at tie-ins. All right, moving on.
I bet she did.
Here we go. This is, and Meredith knows more about this than I'm sure I do now, because you had them on your show recently, right?
Yeah, I mean, it was great to talk to Thomas Doherty and Bill Mouse about this project. 25 years in the industry. This character alone, I believe, is about 25 years old, over 25. And so Reborn is the beginning of the next arc that they're going to have. And so issue number 2. And I can't remember how many stories they said that was going to be part of this universe. But I mean, just the longevity of the character, the art in it, the variant covers and things, the cosplay covers. I don't know how you guys feel about the cosplay covers and the variant covers.
I like variants, not cosplays.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
that's just me.
I'm all about the art covers. So like,
Yeah.
I mean, the prettier the better. So I don't care if it's a cosplay one that it's drawn. I'm not so much if it's an actual like person that does the cosplay, but if it is drawn, like,
I believe it is. I believe it is.
All right, but we are going to watch the video.
Yeah, go ahead, Rob.
That's the point of this. I will say this about cosplay before we go. Cosplay doesn't belong on covers. It belongs on OnlyFans. Like, we all know it where it's supposed to be. I see, Trish, and I've also seen this video for other Kickstarters, by the way. All right, someone tell me what that story is about without reading the screen right now.
Tits and ass and blood.
Yep.
What?
A normal night on Friday where I hang out. But no, seriously, that taught me.
Trish had her hand up.
So it's the same thing. I don't have any clue what it's about. Okay. And I mean, Mike's been collecting comics for like 50 years, but me, I haven't. So like, I mean, she may be around 25 years or whatever, but I don't know her. I don't know any kind of plot to it. I don't know any story. I mean, is she a demon? Is she an angel? What? I mean, I see all the different covers. So what is she? You know what I mean? Why should I start now? I mean, what is her story to draw me in?
And I will say, as someone who is very loud and busy covers, this irritates me, this cover. This looks like it's scraps on a floor that someone swept up and put on Kickstarter. It does nothing for me. I can't read it really well. It doesn't show the best art. I saw better art in that video that would have represented this campaign far better. And it's talking about the money they raised. You're as a backer, that just will make me, okay, you don't need my money then.
Right.
You're financially motivated. You're not trying to get me the best story. And that always makes me nervous when someone brags about money. Even rich people know not to brag about money. They buy expensive stuff to brag. They don't talk about it out loud. And this is talking about it now. So that almost makes me a little nervous, personally. That's just me. I hate the brag. I even hate saying it's funded. Meredith knows this. When we were doing the update, wording was important to me. I don't brag. I thank people. I told everyone, no one better tell me about putting a funded sticker anywhere. We're not funded until we get the money from the bank.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because that's the one thing I hate on videos when it says continuing or the okay, so why should I even jump on? You know what I mean? If you're on issue 5 or 4 or 2 or whatever, continuing adventures, well, now I got to catch back up.
And again, there was no voiceover. There was nothing that told us what the story was, you know, to explain the panels, what we're looking at, nothing.
But that one cover, I don't even care. That one cover, I just want it.
Mm-hmm.
The one his wife did.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care. I just want that cover.
But that's a drop ball because there is better art that they could have just put out. And a lot of times, look at this cover, Project We Love. I don't mind the Project We Love because that doesn't happen a lot. Mm-hmm. That's a flex I'm perfectly okay with. But look, beautiful art, doesn't say anything. The listener, when winds weep, that's good enough for me. This is simple but beautiful, you know? And I don't know if we have a video for this one. I think we should have one, but I don't know if I have loaded it. Hold on. I want to see something.
4 minutes and 36
seconds.
I
saw that too.
That's why. Yeah. All right, so this was, I was going to say there was one video that was way too long and StreamYard just won't take it.
Right.
So.
And I'm all ready.
All right. I cut the music so we could talk during this because the art, if I remember correctly, there's no one talking about it.
Okay, so, then if there's nobody talking, it's I got to read it again. So.
And I don't think you should ever put live on Kickstarter on a Kickstarter video that's on Kickstarter.
Right, we can assume that it's already there.
Writer and creator of the Listener series. Before we get into the Listener, though, I'd like to thank you guys for stopping by our Kickstarter. I really appreciate it, you taking the time out of your day and whatnot. The Listener is loosely based on my Uncle Les. Les was a Native American Green Beret, and the stories and the tales that he told us are what the Listener is loosely based on. Like really, really scary stuff, like pure unadulterated horror. Like I can't even begin to describe some of the things in words. We definitely have to have some visual.
Okay, if you're going to be a writer on a video,
like
the words I cannot describe, buddy. No, you're selling a comic. Your comic is described. Oh, I can't.
Stop it, Trish.
And he looks so genuine. And this is about his family, and I want to be there, but you gotta.
I can't.
I think that's why it took me so long to raise my hand. You know, because it's like
is that like what it was?
Like, I don't want to be the rude asshole that says, "Oh, yeah."
It's not like
I'll
your
be
style,
the rude
right?
asshole. I don't mind. I'm not that kind of shit because it looks boring, even though it's Native American, which I adore, and I am Native American, and I get all the like tales about that. But I'm like, dude, it bored me to tears.
Now let me ask the room a question, because this really bothers me. The imagery behind him, the image.
Right. Oh, that was
what are you doing?
Right.
What? How? You're talking about Native American culture, and you have animated
manga. Yes.
Manga.
Anime. Mm-hmm. Right.
Once again, stop advertising for someone else. Do you see a wrestler walking down to the ring in some other wrestler's gear? Not unless they're trying to do something and play around and be funny about it. Do you see actors show up and have
T-shirt? Even his T-shirt. I'm like, what is that? I was distracted by his T-shirt. I was distracted by the background.
Yeah, that one on the left's pretty awesome.
It is, but it's like that's not his book.
No, it's not. And then he used okay, we're not a Valley Girl here. You're trying to push your freaking Kickstarter. Is not good. Am I right, Meredith? Don't say
totally.
Okay.
Wow.
You would be all mad and editing my shit if I did that.
But 3 minutes, no art. Besides art,
right?
Except nothing to do with his project,
right?
This is killer. This is why your background matters, kids. Like having a bunch of stuff showing you're a comic book fan is one thing. You have girls on your back behind you as a creator. Yeah. The Me Too movement should have told us that this is probably not a good look for any creator, by the way, unless that's your art. And I never got to hear if this is his art. And even if it is, it's the wrong art to have for the project. You're tone deaf to your own.
He should have hired some Native American or brown person and been like, just pretend you're me or something. You know what I mean?
Wow.
At least have some color.
No, it is his family. So, I mean, he's got the real genetics. And I understand it's about his family. I just think You could have filmed it outside. This is definitely one of those things you could have gone outside, Native American.
Or hung a curtain or something to take that away.
And have a script.
Yeah,
And
you
keep it
tell it
condensed.
Yes.
Really no more.
Like have a script because you like needed one.
And again, I'm all for that, for the pitch, 20 to 30 seconds, please never more than a minute. Because you're not gonna if you don't have them, to what everybody in this room has said, if you don't have us in the first 10 seconds, it's like, why would we keep scrolling?
And this is what makes me mad. Look at this art.
And the art is fabulous.
Mm-hmm.
Where is all of this?
Yeah.
Why is this not all part of it? This is right here. That imagery of that young woman, amazing. The wolf, oh my goodness. Like, this is beautiful.
Yeah, look at that.
Let me tell you.
That. I mean, that gives me goosebumps.
Right?
Why didn't I see that?
When I had Barbara with especially Satane's art, I put it all over those videos.
Mm-hmm.
The art in Barbara Unleashed, the first issue, the second issue, third issue, all beautiful art. I pasted around. When you're not showing art, it almost starts to make me think, well, why aren't you bragging about the art? Why aren't you flexing with the art? This is a full issue.
So when did this one come out? Because I like the art, and if he's got an original art tier, I would love to jump on an original art tier.
But like that listener's grave or something like that. That one panel with the wolves.
He's
it's
running
like,
to
oh
March
my
17th.
Gosh, why isn't that in your background? Why aren't you promoting that? I mean, it's just stunning art and
voiceover.
Sorry, don't need to see you. I personally don't need to see the artist or the creator for the book, and that's kind of reflected in the videos that I do. But and I do see the point of connecting to the creator and saying, okay, well, if it's a new person, we want to recognize your face. It would be nice to do that. I get that. But the whole video, 4.5 minutes long, mostly your face, none of your artwork in the background.
He could have scrolled his Kickstarter and it would have been 10 times better. Just scrolling his Kickstarter while he talked, because of the art, I would have been looking at the art and literally absorbing what he was saying. But instead, we get him. And I hate to say this, but when you're doing these videos, guys, for those watching or creators, pretend it's an important moment. Look your best. That's your moment to look your best. If your best is a new T-shirt, because I hate to say it, but when I'm looking at it, I'm noticing white specks on his shirt, and I'm usually not that guy, but I can't help but see white specks on his shirt. Did he just eat something? And that's where my mind goes, and it's just because I notice things. You don't want me staring at. And
God, now it can't be unseen, Rob.
But that's what
I'm like, no, I'm looking at his hair. It's like dandruff or
right?
This is the problem with being on the screen too long, is what I'm saying. Because he let it linger, I can't keep looking in his eyes, because now I think he's talking to me, and I'm like, oh, dude, too passionate. Your eyes are way too deep right now. So I start looking away, because I'm getting okay, I don't want to have a connection with him because he's never going to like me. And I start noticing everything else about the video. I know.
Roller.
I noticed the girl with the skirt that seems to defy gravity, and I noticed he's got weird white. What's the white stuff? What is going on? Are you okay?
Lips. Rob, I want to go out to dinner with you tonight. You want to take me out? I can't afford that because my Kickstarter's not funded yet. But
we could do this.
I'm like, he's starting to win me over with those eyes, those deep, beautiful, penetrating eyes of his.
Okay.
But seriously, you can't leave something on the screen, because someone's going to get bored of just looking at something, no matter how pretty you are, and they're going to start noticing everything else. And they're just going to notice, well, dude, what's the white stuff on your shirt? You don't want that moment. You don't want the white. I'll tell you the truth. I lint brush my stuff before I go on, because I'm worried about that, because I have dogs at the house. I have a little kid who eats on my head sometimes because he's a kid. These are things you get aware of. And again, for 3 minutes of me staring at you, I start picking up on that. And that's what you just gave me, that problem. Oh, it's the continuum. Let's play my video again. Oh, wait a minute. Nita didn't see my new video. Did you see my new video? We can't hear you, muted.
Not yet.
Oh, well, she gets to see it. And Meredith doesn't get to make a comment. It's a new rule of backer pause. I don't know. I don't really think that is a new rule. But here's the new video. This is Continuum New. This is like the new code, but better.
Are you ready to enter the Continuum? Well, if you are, here's what's ahead for you. Reapers by C. Michael Lanning and Meredith Logren. When spirits can be harvested and sold for energy, the ragtops must navigate psychic vampires, alien reverends, and other money-hungry groups to reap that sweet, sweet spiritual gold. The beginning of Wolf and Fox, it all starts here. From Luke Stone, Rob Anderson, a newly divorced heroic duo must come to grips with the end of their relationship while trying to find a way to work together to protect the city they both love. From Mike Seeley and Bobby Gregory, The Eclipse. After a tragic event on one of the Hawaiian islands, Eclipse heroism is called into question and becomes a person of interest of a fixer employed by the U.S. government. The story of Eclipse is a catalyst to introduce a universe unknown till now to evoke your fandom. Dawn and the Dead by Austin and Company. Dawn has special psychic abilities and her nightmares are wreaking havoc on the world. Now she has been kidnapped by a nefarious group who wants to tap into her nightmares. They will soon find out that her deepest, darkest fears are raising the dead. And finally, Only Death Can Save Us. That's right, from Russ Leach and Company. Only Death Can Save Us is a Bronze Age-inspired cosmic fantasy romp, and you'll get the first 8 pages of this epic within the Continuum. If Twilight Zone, Outer Limits, and Hitchcock Presents were working together and was a comic book series, it would be the Continuum.
That ending is it's gold, Meredith. That splat of sound, like yeah. You can't pay people to be that energetic. I'm just saying.
Did you mute her, or did she mute herself?
No, she muted herself.
I muted myself.
I don't play Roxbury rules here. That I'm sorry. I was excited, and I usually hate my voice, and I was like, shit, I want to go fight someone now. Like that got right up. Like
I loved it. It got me pumped. Like I said, it was way better, and I felt like I have to have this now. Not just because it's my friends that are doing this, because I consider you all my friends, but I actually really want to read this.
What did you think, Nita?
Oh, I thought it was awesome. I thought it was much more lively for sure.
This is so much better than earlier. I just
You should have kept the Hicks voice in there. It brought sex appeal to it.
Oh, for yours?
No, I'm just playing. I'm just playing.
I wouldn't if it was faster.
Just playing.
No, you don't get it. I actually went back and looked at it, and I sped up your voice, and it was like we have chipmunks.
Oh my god, you Rob! Oh my god!
I want to hear that version.
Everyone, come on, yay!
All right. I love it.
You know what though, Nita? I don't think Mike and Michael didn't even know it was your voice on Reapers. They're like, that's a sexy voice.
At first, I don't think he did.
I'm like, that's Nita. More.
All I know is that people say that about my voice a lot.
Stop competing, Rob.
Let Nita have her.
Let me have my moment. God damn, you're on everything, man.
I'm trying to. I need to win this. I have one thing.
It's yours, Rob. It's yours.
I've kicked people off my show for having better voices. Damn it. We appreciate Nita coming in. All right, so speaking of sexy though, like kidding around aside, like this dropped today. We've been talking about this for a while. He was actually on a very early version of Backer Pause with just his video, and he asked us for our opinion. He quickly regretted asking us for our opinion, but he did take the challenge that we gave him, and he has given us something brand new that's just broke hours ago. I actually want to see what he was doing. Fantastic, by the way. Last time I checked, he was like 50% of the goal. Where are we at right now? So we're good. 2,500, 1,300 away. So getting there, beautiful art. Let's take a look at this video.
I got a proposition for you. Well, you can stick it up your mother's arse, you little prick. I gotta hand it to you, Magnus. You got away with words.
All right, let's do this. I'm excited. My name is Matt Campbell. I'm the creator of a comic book series called Mythica, which is about a group of people fighting demons and monsters in the middle of World War I. One of the main characters, Magnus McDraken, lost his entire Black Watch squad to a demon attack. And now he feels guilt, he feels remorse, but most of all he feels vengeance, and he wants to kill every vampire and demon he can come across. But he's got a group of people now who are tugging on his coattails
All right,
to
Rob,
lead them,
Trish and
protect
Nita
them,
put up their
and
hands.
he doesn't want to have any of that. He just wants to slay
some demons. Sorry, guys. I actually walked away for a minute. Jax had moved in the thing. I didn't see it. When I came back, everyone's hand was down. So what lost you? I mean, did you see the behind his books, though? I got to say, like, when I first watched this earlier today, the bookshelf kept me entertained for minutes on end, just looking at what was behind him, all that stuff. Like, I'm a kid. So my mind instantly started looking at everything behind him. I was like, I want that. I want that. And then I saw the redhead, and I was like, I want that.
I bet you did.
So Trish, what lost your attention on this?
Let Meredith and Nita go, because I had a personal experience with this, well, with Mike and this creator today. So let everybody else go, and then I will tell you my thought.
I just get tired of everybody talking about how excited they are, and they do not seem excited. You're boring me. Like, have some enthusiasm when you speak. They're all just so monotone and all right.
I never raised my hand because I wanted to see, again, this is a video I haven't seen all the way through. This would be the first time seeing it, period. I did see the first one before the edit. I really liked the opening when it was kind of dark and you hear that.
Oh yeah,
you know?
I did too.
And I was just like, oh yeah, this is going to be good. And then all of a sudden it was just like, oh no, you know, like what happened?
Right.
That whole change of pace and stuff. So, you know, I didn't raise my hand because I was curious to see what was going to happen next. I wanted to see the art. And how long did it take to get to the art?
A minute 20
seconds.
It?
Yeah,
too long.
Way too long.
Well, I think he should have done the video in reverse. I always tell people this: put the back end forward, talk to people at the end because you've already sold or won them over. So give more details after it. Always come on after. You know, you even see it when they do preview videos for something. The director comes out and goes, "Hey guys, this is going to be the preview. I'll talk to you after. Check it out, real quick.
Yeah.
Associate yourself with it, and then do this." The motion part I hate. And we went over this.
Yeah, all of that stuff, you know, like for him explaining and stuff, that could have been in the body. You want to know? You want to know more? Know more about me?
That's
you know,
again,
get to,
the back and forth.
Again, could have been in the body.
A lot of people want to see the creator, but Trish has a story for us. So go ahead, Trish.
So Mike wanted to back this, and I'm fine with whatever Mike wants to back. I mean, I am, but Mike wrote them, and it took all day for them to respond to Mike to say what level it is for him to get caught up, and even then it was questionable because it's not clear in their definition in the Kickstarter whatsoever. It's not back issues 1 through 6. It's like a deluxe edition, and it doesn't say for sure what issues are what. So their Kickstarter is very confusing in the writing of it.
That can be problematic. I could pass that on to him just to give him a little bit of a heads up. Hey, there's a little confusion. I know me and Meredith had talked about this when we first launched Enter the Continuum. I forgot to think about first-time backers. I've done this so much now. I forgot some people coming to this are brand new, have never backed a Kickstarter before. And I even told Meredith, I was like, I need to reword everything as if no one's ever backed a Kickstarter before. And like to what you were saying, Trish, very clear. This is what you get. And I think there's a laziness going about, and I was guilty of it because I went back to look at some of my older campaigns, and there was a bit of a lazy, oh, you get a virgin cover. Even us calling it a virgin cover, we really should explain what a virgin cover is in the text, and it's actually in my notes to now do that because I realized we never explained that. And for the record, a virgin cover is just something without trade dress, meaning there's no title on it, there's no barcode on it, there's no number to it. But we don't
never
explain.
been laid.
What's that?
Nothing.
Well, but hasn't the art been laid on the cover? Oh, snap.
Oh, okay, all right.
Oh snap! Look at that.
Then it's not a virgin anymore, Rob.
It was before it got put on there. All right, so we're gonna continue to move on. But yeah, I'll reach out to him and tell him like the confusing things, because that will turn off someone really quickly. And I've had projects where people have told me, you know, I really didn't understand. The minute someone says I don't understand something, I go right back to the Kickstarter and I start looking at it. Why didn't they understand it? What can I do to make it understandable? Because it's not what I understand. It's what the audience understands. Because sometimes we get lazy with our lingo because we expect everyone to be on the same page as us. So I'll definitely reach out to that.
Yeah. Well, right. Because I mean, the tier that he told Mike, I mean, it's like $100 tier, give or take. And I'm like, you want me to give you $100? Please be a little more specific to make sure I'm getting what I want.
Yeah.
You know, that's just it. Easy peasy.
And I'm sure getting back to you was a little bit of day one stuff. I know in Meredith has seen day one. Day one, you get a lot of messages and sometimes you fall behind. So that's just, I do apologize for them because I'm sure that was.
I'm just easy going about it. I'm just like, hey, just tell us for sure what it is. Don't have it be deluxe edition. And are you sure that it includes all the issues? Because I don't want to fall behind and get 7 and not 1 through 6.
No,
and to reiterate what we've said a few times, you know, during this show, is that new audience is so important. You want to get to the step beyond your friends and family and reach other people. And if they're new to you, you know, it's so important to explain in the body, making sure that the format of your campaign is that it makes sense. It's got to have that storybook arc to it. You know, what are you getting? Be crystal clear, because if there are questions and then you don't have the answers or you don't answer right away, then it's like, why am I going to hit the notify me button? Why am I going to save this for later and come revisit? You know, so I think those are really important.
All right, guys, we are at the end of the program. I just realized we went over 90 minutes. I wasn't paying attention because Jax actually passed out on us a little while ago. So I hadn't been looking where I should have been. So we're going to quickly just talk about what we'll see probably next week. So a lot of these campaigns are ending this week. So we're going to see a post-apocalyptic present-day horror, a World War Z meets Outbreak next week called Enra. Okay, Enra. There we go. We're going to see Mars City Vice issue 2. And then in demand right now is Russ Leach's Only Death Can Save Us. That's right. You can get the first 8 pages through us, but you can get the entire book still on in demand. Some great action figures. Oh, man, Jack sees these and wants these. And I'm like, I can't wait till it comes to a toy store near me so I can get it, because I don't have good luck with Indiegogo. Meredith knows about me and Indiegogo. There's beef. It goes way back. Seasons Volume 1 and 2. They're going to be coming to the 3rd season soon, so get the first 2 and get caught up now. Nightwolf, the urban fantasy werewolf drama, now on in demand. Coming soon to us will be Wolfspan, issue number 1 from Indiegogo. And Forbidden, the preview edition. I'm not sure why it's a preview edition. That makes me, I'm going to have to ask, because Vera Sam's behind that one. And we have Bloodwing Angel from John Celestri. And that's it. If you need coverage, send us an email, comicsnewswire@yahoo.com. I'm going to let the judges tell you where to find them in the order they came in. And I believe, Nita, you're first.
My name is Nita Lanning. I can be found on Facebook as Nita Lanning and everywhere else on social media as Creating Chaos 24/7 and with Meredith Lochran on Raging on YouTube.
Trish?
Hi, I'm Trish Bankston. You can find me on Facebook, or my husband, Mike Bankston. That's pretty much us.
And thank you for your insights as always. You're great. Thank you for being on the program tonight, because I know you just kind of popped up tonight. So I appreciate you for it. Meredith?
All right. Well, I know Rob is expecting Linktree, but I'm going to say hashtag I am Terraform. Go to terraformcomics.com. It'll take you right to our Kickstarter. That's all I'm going to share. If you want to follow me, we'll talk later.
Meredith, you sure you don't want to tell them how to follow you?
Well, No, Rob. TerraformComics.com is it, okay?
That's fine by me, but my stock prices are dropping.
Oh, no.
My stock prices for
Linktree.com/MEREJ99.
There it goes. Stock is rising again. Thank you all for being part of this. We like to sit down. You guys saw that we got ripped up. Like Terraform got put over the coals. Our videos are just as, under the fire. We all tried to do the best we can. Some great projects today. Some great creators. We appreciate all. We wouldn't tell you things if we didn't think they would help, and it didn't matter. If it's a trash Kickstarter, you don't see it on the show. We look for quality stuff. We do kick other. I've had people be like, "Can you put this on your show?" And I'm like, "Absolutely not," because we know backers are watching this. So it's very important. We want you to know we don't put just anything here, and that's why we talk about the art when we don't like a video. Thank you all for tuning in. You've been awesome. This has been a great show. And on our way out, we're going to play my great video again. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
I just want to say, let's all level up. That's what the show is about.
We are going to end with a Kickstarter video of sorts, and that's going to be how to order your comic books, but with Keanu Reeves, my boyfriend. No, I'm just kidding. The Killing Field from Luke Stone, because he only's got a couple more days, and definitely get his PDF. Check out what he's doing. He's got probably the biggest rock star video of the bunch today.
A group of heroes supercharged with Nephilim DNA are the only thing standing in the way of an evil corporation at the center of a human trafficking ring and elite drug empire. The danger ramps up when a deadly trap is set for our protagonist. It's an epic clash of good versus evil when they meet on the Killing Field. Be sure to check out the action and get part 1 of the Killing Field during this 28-day event exclusively on Indiegogo.
And now you're in